Hi guys, Average Trainer here. Welcome to Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battles. Today we have Dino, Brandon. I don't need to explain who Brandon is. Brandon is kind of going to be a regular on the show because we do a lot of battles. a lot of battles. Oh, they're pretty good, and he's a pretty good battler. And today we have my team. You know my team. This is my first team with the switch out of Mega Lucario to Evilite Rhydon. We have Kitsune with my Zodiac. We have a Trick Room Dredagon, Trick Room setup, Slowbro. We have offensive Rapid Spin, Krogonal, and Specs Helios. Today, Dino's rolling with a pretty dope team. We have a Sceptile, we have a Lucario, probably could be his Mega. He's rolling with Rotom, Sableye, very annoying, Talonflame, a threat as always, and he's got a Tyranitar, also could be his Mega. So, without any further ado, let's get in the match and do what we do. Okay, this Dino's issuing a challenge. I opted to go into my Zebolt because I think my Zebolt could freely Volt Switch on his team because he has no one really that could is immune to my Volt Switching shenanigans. So I opted to do that, but I go for the opted switch right out into my Rhydon because I know an Earthquake's coming. But he sees this and goes for the Dragon Dance, and I was like, really? Really, Dino? You're gonna do this? But I go into my Eviolite Rhydon and swallow that +1 Rock Slide. Like if it was my job. Go for the Earthquake. Almost takes down the Tyranitar. He goes for the Crunch. The Crunch does a little bit more damage, but not enough. I opt to go for the Stealth Rock here because he has that Talonflame in the background, and I need that to be crippled at this point in time. So I opt to go for the Stealth Rock here, and then I go for the Mega Horn to take out the Tyranitar. And Tyranitar goes down. I don't have to worry about the sand being all in my team's face for the remainder of the match. And that's pretty good. And he goes into his Sableye, and I was like, oh, this crap. And I think I could save my Rhydon for Pseudo Death Fodder, so I opt to go into my Zebolt to take up the burn that I know was coming. And the sandstorm subsided at this point, and I'm looking pretty dope in this situation. So I think I ought to go for the Thunderbolt, the Parabolic Charge right here. Specs Parabolic Charge. It does just before half, and he goes for the knocking off my Choice Specs. He knows that I have Choice Specs on this Zebolt, so there's no escaping that. So instead of that, I switch it up to Volt Switch. I can keep Zebolt 4-volt switching shenanigans, so that's what I opted to do, and that's what I did. I go into my Rhydon now as the Pseudo Death Fodder. He goes for the Fall Play, and he takes me out. Okay, I go back into my Zebolt now, knowing that I can use this chance to pull off another Volt Switch and keep the pressure on him, so he has to recover. So I opt to go for the Volt Switch once more, don't stay in too long, and keep that offensive pressure onto the Sableye, so he has to recover all the time. Now I go into my Diamond knowing that I can take the no, I don't go into my diamond. I go into my Zoroark, pretending to be my diamond, and I outspeed his Sableye, and he think he was going for foul play, and I take him right out. Now my diamond is looking in a pretty good position, and he goes into his Lucario, knowing that this is Zoroark at this point in time, and I go for the. He goes for the power punch. Opts to go for the power punch. You know I have the sash. I live it with one, and we know now my Zoroark transform backs. You know this is Kitsune now, and Kitsune goes for the flamethrower, and it almost takes out the Lucario, and I opt to keep my Kitsune for pseudo death fodder. Now I go into my Dredagon knowing that the bullet punch is coming, and I go for the bullet punch, and I do not take that well. I get the Rough King damage, and he goes for the second bullet punch, and I get taken out with my Dredagon. I thought I could take those better. Dredagon's pretty bulky, but not bulky enough for a Mega Lucario. But the Rough Skin does take him out, so Dredagon did do something, and it's a double down. And once it's a double down, you know what you do. You go into your fastest Mon. He goes into his Sceptile. I go into my Zabolt. At this point in time, I did not know that Sceptile outspeeds Helios, but it does, and it goes straight out for that Giga Drain and takes me out. Now I go into my diamond knowing that this is his special Sceptile, because I saw him lose it on me last match, and I know I could take a hit from him from that Focus Blast, get at my Screams, get what I need to do, and try to hit him with a free shot. So he now knows that the free shot's coming right now, and goes into Maytag his Rotom Wash, and I opt to go for the recover here. At this point in time, he didn't know what Diamond really does, but I go for the recover, and then I go for the freeze dry, and freeze dry is super effective on water types, and that takes him down to half. But he has the berry. But at this point in time, I'm in a better situation than him. So he opts to go for the residual damage for the Will-O-Wisp instead of the Hydro Pump, because I already have my Screams up, and that won't be doing anything much. So he opts to go for the residual damage first. I go for the freeze dry. It does a decent 40%, and I get the freeze. Oh, he dies out, and he goes for the Thunderbolt. I can take those Thunderbolts all day, all night, every day of the week, every day of the year, because I have my Light Scream up, plus I'm special defensive, and I take out Maytag, the washing machine, Rotom Wash. Get out of here. So Diamond is chilling. I get the burn. My citrus activates. I get my citrus back up, my health. My Light Screen wears off, and he goes into his T-Flame. I do not want to deal with this T-Flame, and I go into my Slowbro, knowing he's gonna go for either the Roost or the Flare Blitz, and he opts to go for the damage. The better play was the Roost, because I couldn't stay in with Diamond, and I would have gone for the Roost, and then I've gone for the Brave Bird. That was just my thought on it, but each to their own, I guess. He goes for the Flare Blitz. This time he goes for the Brave Bird. I don't think he had Roost at this point in time. May have not had Roost on it. He goes for the Brave Bird, but I could take a Brave Bird. I at least could take two of them at full health, but this does a lot of damage. But he takes himself out with the Life Orb Recall and the Brave Bird Recall, and it ought to go for the Trick Room setup. Now that I have the Trick Room set up and everything set up and looking pretty fine and dandy, he goes out to his Sceptile. Now I'm fighting for this Sceptile. He knows that, I know that, and I can't take a hit, but I opt to go for the damage here, and I get a crit, and he goes for the Leaf Storm, and he takes out my Slowbro. I ought to go for the damage here because I know this is, I think is his last Mon, and I want to get as much damage as I can so I can take him out with my diamond when I come in here. So my diamond, diamond is not diamond, but it's my Zordar, and I go for the flamethrower and I take him out, saying that my Zordar can outspeed him in the trick room since I'm slower than the Scepter, and that wins me the match. Without me sacrificing Slowbro, it would have been a totally different situation and he may have won the match. I did have Diamond in there in the background. It could have taken a hit or two, but it was a very close match either way. I want to thank Brandon for the awesome battles that we keep doing all the time, and I'm gonna keep posting them, dude, and I'm gonna get to the one that you actually do beat me in. So what I want you to do, guys, is rate, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'm going to catch you on the flip side. Thank you very much for watching.